Welcome back to Village in Motion. It's September 15th. It's a wonderful day today. If you haven't been outside after the show, notice that I said after the show, stay tuned with us. Get outside and enjoy this wonderful weather. But right now, stay with us. We'll be talking to Pam Sutton, who's the Director of Resident Life here at Green Spring. And Pam, we are so glad to have you with us.
It is such a pleasure to be here with you this morning.
Great. What's new in resident life? I mean, there's always something going on. There's people coming and going. Bring us up to speed, if you would.
Well, there's a lot going on just in resident life in general. Today, though, I really wanted to focus on our healthcare, our ancillary lines, in particular to give the residents a few updates as it pertains to hospice. Unfortunately, Kathy Craig, who is our manager of our hospice agency, did resign from her position. She had been working with us for 3 years, just truly was a wonderful asset to the community, but she did decide to pursue other opportunities, and so we're very, very happy for her, but we certainly miss her, and it's
That's a real loss. That is a real loss for us.
It really is. The good part is that the rest of the team is intact. I know that there were a few weeks that Jane Jarrell, who is our hospice nurse who's been with us since the start of the agency, is back with us. She was out for medical reasons for a short period of time, but she's back and raring to go.
Great.
And the rest of the team is in place, and they're doing well. If residents are looking for me, I'm kind of in between multiple departments right now, but right now I am housing myself within our hospice agency.
And that's located where?
That is, oh goodness, so you've actually put me on the spot. I'm still learning the names of all of the buildings, Clint. It's only been 2 years. But it is on the T level in Village Square.
Okay.
So right around the corner from our intermissions department. So I am down there if any of the residents want to either just stop in and say hi, or if they have any specific questions as it pertains to resident life. So I've learned very quickly all of the ins and outs of the hospice business. So lots going on, lots to do, but my biggest concern right now is making sure that even with the loss of Kathy, that we are still able to offer the wonderful services that this agency has been able to provide over the years.
Right. So what I'm hearing you say, it might be easier for someone to call you rather than trying to find you.
Absolutely, absolutely, because I'm literally operating probably between 3 different phone numbers right now. So if you want to find me, it would probably be faster if a resident needs me to come to the hospice suite. Otherwise, Beth, of course, is still located in the resident life suite. So if you want to leave me a message, it's probably more prudent for someone to leave a message with Beth. I will check my voice messages as soon as I can, but it's kind of one of those wonderful technological things where it's difficult for me to check the voice messages from multiple phones. So I don't want to miss anyone's concerns or questions or being able to service our residents. So the fastest way to reach me would either be in the hospice suite or through Beth.
Okay. And to get to the hospice suite, and we got a fly flying around here.
Yes.
To get to the hospice suite, probably the easiest way to do it is go down the elevator in Forest View.
Yes.
All the way down.
Yes, all the way down to the T level.
To the T level.
Make that right as soon as you get off the elevators, and just follow the walkway hallway around the corner.
Okay. And when you get off the elevator, if you go to your left, you're going to be at the bowling alley.
Yes.
Okay.
So please go to the right.
Go to the right, right? Okay. Very good.
If you want to have fun and have an opportunity to watch the Wii bowling tournament, then take that left.
That's going on now, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I did have an opportunity to see several of the competitors here yesterday, so it really looked like it was a wonderful event. Right. But it always is.
It always
every
is.
year.
It really is. And it's so nice that we are able to host everyone in this area that wants to be involved with that.
Absolutely. That CR team is really doing a wonderful job. Yeah. They really are.
Very much so. And we have the new person,
Janelle, yes. She's been here now for Actually, she just reached her 90-day mark. But I tell you, she has been such a wonderful asset to the team that it feels as though she's been with us for years. So she's doing a phenomenal job, has a great deal of energy. So any resident who hasn't had an opportunity to meet with her, she is the Community Resources Coordinator for Village Square. So please, come down and visit with her.
Wonderful.
But she's doing a great job.
And she's housed here on the second floor of Village Square?
Yes, right next door, right adjacent to the Resident Life Suite on the right.
All right.
So she's doing a great job.
Great. So she's finished her 90-day probation?
She's finished her 90 days, and I've decided to keep her.
That's great.
She's phenomenal.
Yes.
She
Great.
really is. She hit the ground running, honestly, within probably that first week.
Yeah.
Of being here. That entire team, Kelly, Anita, they're really doing a wonderful job. Robin LeGrand with Special Trips, so they're doing the entire Resident Life team.
Great.
And a huge support as I've been focusing my attentions more on our healthcare lines.
Okay.
So.
And are we looking at, do we have someone in the pipeline in regards to the healthcare lines to replace the people who've left?
Yes, so what we're looking at is I'm currently interviewing candidates for a manager of home support. Okay. So what we've done in that department is that we've expanded our team. We had a 2-person clinical manager team. We're now to the point of 3 clinical managers. We've added an additional scheduler.
Wonderful.
Because we have realized that some of the concerns with resident satisfaction is being able to make those appointments on time, making sure that the needs are being met, that the aides are arriving to their assigned locations in a timely manner. So in order to be able to manage those things, we did add a 3rd team, which includes a 3rd clinical manager, a 3rd scheduler, and we're actually in the process of reviewing opportunities to add a 4th scheduler to make that process even smoother.
Wow.
We have added quite a few full-time positions for aides. We had several aides that worked with us that worked on either a part-time or a PRN, which is an as-needed basis, and that really does pose a challenge from the standpoint of continuity of care. And since that's such a big concern for not only the residents on campus, but it's a concern of ours as well. We want to make sure that we're meeting everyone's needs. So in terms of doing that, we did actually open up a total of 44 positions. So we now have a total of 160 aides. So we're increasing the number of aides.
That's tremendous.
And over 44 of them. And we just added 44 new positions for full and part-time.
Wonderful.
So
if I needed an aide, would I be able to now to be able to get the same person every day?
That's what we're moving towards, yes.
Okay.
So if we can't give you the same person every day, what we're looking at doing is then forming a team. So then as opposed to it being a situation where you may have 15 different aides in a 2-week period, then we're looking at maybe 3 different aides. So we're really trying to shore up that continuity. The key, of course, to that is it depends on what the need of the resident is.
Right.
So if they're looking for someone that, if their need is only, let's say, 1 or 2 hours a week, then it's a little bit more challenging to be able to make sure that you have that same aide if your services are only once or twice a week.
Right.
But for clients that we have that are 5 days or 7 days a week, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm hearing is we have increased the number of Green Spring aides. Have we decreased the number of off-campus aides, or?
We are working on that. We really are, because we offer such wonderful services here as it pertains to home support, really for all of the ancillary lines. And so one of our desires is that we can win back our clients' trust. We do realize, as I mentioned, that one of the key factors is continuity of care. We're also doing things like increasing the type of training that we're offering our aides, because we really want to make sure that everyone is working from the same playing field, if you will. So we did add an additional in-service day. so that we're going over everything from soup to nuts to how to operate, the microwaves, how to fold, the bed sheets, those types of things.
Wonderful.
We've also shored up our internal systems, even our computer systems, to make sure that if there's a client that has a special request, that's actually going into our system now, as well as on their plan of care, so that as we're training aides, then we're able to make sure that they are clear on what clients' individual needs are.
Wonderful. Are we accredited in that department, or are the aides, home support accredited and hospice accredited?
So for certified home health and for hospice, yes, they are departments that receive that reimbursement, if you will, from Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, there is a set criteria for licensure for those two agencies. Private duty, because it's private, the requirements are a little different, but what we're doing to make sure that we have a very strong agency, for example, is making sure that all of our aides are licensed and certified. So that means that they've gone through they've gone through training, they've gone through national testing, there's certain criteria that they've met in order to be considered home health aides.
Oh, okay.
There are certain agencies that are out there, for example, where the aides will go through a 2-week training, but they've never taken their exam. So they really then aren't licensed and certified aides. And that's where I feel that we stand above, our competitors, because we're making sure that these are people that if they say that they have a particular skill set, then we want that tested and proven.
Good. In comparison with the outside aides, how do we stand as far as payment? Of what it cost me as a resident, if I was to use a Green Spring aide versus an outside aide?
So here's where there's the challenge. If you are using an actual agency, then our prices are competitive. What we do is a comparative analysis every year to make sure that we're staying within line with what our external competitors are offering. Now, the difference is if you're hiring an aide privately, and so they're freelancing, well, then that's where I think there's the greatest discrepancy, because an aide can give you any rate that they're interested in receiving, because they're cutting out kind of that third party. But
so they don't report to anyone?
They don't, no.
Wow.
Just themselves. And that's where that can be a challenge, because my concern for residents, of course, first and foremost, is safety.
Yes.
So my concern would be if you're hiring someone privately, if you don't know whether they're licensed or they're certified, then you also haven't gone through the process of fingerprinting and background checks. Those are all things that if you're using our agency, you can rest assured, not only have we gone through our own internal process, but these are people that have gone through national databases to ensure the fact that we're not hiring people that have performed criminal activities.
So the people that we hire truly have been vetted.
Absolutely.
To the max.
100%.
But we have no guarantees of anybody that comes in off the street.
Not at all.
We have more of a assurance if they come from an agency outside.
Yes.
But if they're straight from off the street, they're setting their own prices.
There's
we don't
no
know
guarantee.
anything. Yeah. Wow.
Not at all. And that's a pretty scary thought.
Yes.
So.
Because we don't know what their skill set is.
Absolutely. You don't know what their skill set is. You don't know perhaps what they may have done in the past. If there have been any judgments that have been brought against them for other activities, for mistreating perhaps other residents or clients that they've worked with. So it can be a very dangerous situation.
Wow. And we as a community have no way of finding out that information,
We really don't, unfortunately, because with this being independent living, our residents, they are certainly free to hire their own contractor.
Wow, yes.
So unfortunately, that really isn't something that, because then we're kind of really looking at it from an issue of privacy and kind of overstepping.
But those of us who do not have an aide, we have no idea who's walking down our halls.
You don't. I mean, one of the processes that we did go through, it's actually been I think, a year ago, and we're still going through, is the registration process of aides and of all vendors on campus, so that they at least are wearing, some form of identification. But from a standpoint of background checks, making sure that they're licensed and certified, no, we're not able really to go that far.
And unfortunately, I do not see, in walking around, I don't see that many aides from there, I know from outside that have badges on or any indication of who they are, what their capabilities are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I would certainly encourage residents to do is stop them and ask them, where's your badge? Because in all honesty, that is one of the things that I encourage my entire team to do. And that's what I do each and every day. Are you registered? If you are, where's your badge? And if you left it at home, well, the policy that you signed is that everyone has to wear ID, including our residents here.
Right.
So you need to bring your badge every day. So it's something that we're working on, but certainly we would definitely welcome the help and the support of all the residents on campus.
And those of us who have aides, if they're not Green Spring aides, and they're really good, to encourage them to approach Green Spring, see what they need to do in order to come on board, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Our doors are open. We are looking for good and qualified people.
Sounds good.
And with more and more full-time and part-time positions open, there's benefited opportunities.
Yeah. Very good. We have 1 minute left.
Okay.
Any other pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share with us?
The only other thing I want to make sure that I mention is that, the season is here again, not only with BCF, and I know that SAF will be starting soon, but what I really wanted to focus on these last few seconds is to really encourage residents to take and participate in the resident satisfaction survey.
Yes.
We really do want to hear from all of our residents, the good, the bad, the in-between. We don't know if something is a problem or an issue unless it's been brought to our attention.
Exactly.
And I look forward to being able to provide people with highlights on what resident life has done so far in response to the survey results of last year. So please stay tuned on Monday and come join us with Coffee with the Exec Team.
Yes.
To hear
And
highlights.
sit down and fill out the survey.
Absolutely.
I literally sat down and finished it in like 8 minutes in regards to it. So it's real simple to do. But please do that, folks. Okay.
Wonderful.
Great. Thanks very much, Pam. We're glad to have you this morning and all the work that all the Resident Life people do.
Thank you so
very
much.
Good.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Don't go away, folks.